Welcome to the Are You Fucking Serious podcast, where you're going to take everything that we give you and I'm going to tell Mookie's business today. I'm Concept. I'm with Mookie's.
Shut the fuck up, huh?
And Mr. Forrest.
Hey, what's up?
And the reason I'm putting his business out there is because somebody got to go to a special fucking show, a special fucking concert that I'm fucking jealous about, and I see the goddamn hoodie. I'm sure it was expensive, but I'm still fucking jealous about it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You want to tell the people what show you got to go to?
I went to go see Kendrick Lamar live for the second time in my life. It was fucking amazing. The first time was when he was still with TDE, and they had that championship world tour, and that was fucking beautiful. But this one was different because it was all Kendrick the whole time. And let me tell you, people, if you ain't ever seen Kendrick Lamar live, you missing out on life. And you need to just go ahead and just stomp on your couch with some dirty ass boots talking about fuck my own couch, because you missing out on some great shit. This shit was good. Music, shit, emotional. There's a video of some nigga somewhere like sitting up there crying, listening to Love Me. That shit was crazy. But at the same time, people, like, Kendrick live is like a fucking experience. Like, that nigga shit worked. Hey, that shit was crazy. And the crazy fact too is to get a bit of a hint of where I am, unless because you can look it up. But nigga, we got to see open at night, so that was like even better, because like you actually got to kick off the fucking tour, like shit. Because normally, and like the reason why that's a huge benefit too, because normally when you like in LA or anywhere else and you go to the tour or go to a concert, if you're not the first like few cities, by the time you try to get merch, they have sold out completely. So it's so hard. And like, I was like, yo, I told my girls, like, yo, we got to get there early so that way we can get in line for some merch. Thankfully we did, because even though they had like boxes full of stuff still, I was taking no chances. I was like, nope, I'm getting this fucking hoodie. I'm getting a fucking hoodie. I don't care what the price is. I don't care that it's like 115 degrees outside right now. I'm getting this fucking hoodie.
That's true. It's probably hot as fuck out there when the show was going on too. So
it was 115.
Fuck.
Dang. By the time we left, it was like 10:30, almost 11. Damn. And it was still like 96 degrees. Ugh.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Like,
it's 105 right now. I just got the sweater on because I wanted to flex. But yeah, I
hope your ass suffers. Hope you get heat stroke during this live, during this episode, during this anytime.
Bitch, just like you jealous and call me daddy.
Stupid. Yeah, man. Like, you got to go to a dope ass show. Not to, I guess it doesn't matter, because if you're gonna go, you're gonna go, because I'm pretty sure his tour sold out already. What was the best part of the show? Like,
his cousin Baby King was dope, because it was cool. I knew like at least his second album that came out, which is the one that kind of Kendrick announced, like, yo, I'm changing labels type of thing. But it was also just dope to like, it really was all. So I know like for this album for Kendrick, it was different compared to his other ones in terms of, which they're all different. But for this one, it was like, he focused on topics he kind of touched on, and to Pimp a Butterfly, but never really divulged too much in terms of like how life in the world is affecting him and everything. And so you just knew this was like a very heavy album, and you can't just go through like the whole thing without the like certain emotions and shit like that. So it was dope that he actually mixed in like his other hits to try to kind of like help lighten the mood, especially because this is not like an album where you can like sit there and like rap the whole thing. It is hard. He is a very complex rapper, and this album is so hard to like digest and repeat.
What was the song? We Cry Together, or
he didn't perform it. So
oh, thank God. I would have been like, bro.
My girl wanted him to perform it too, but he kind of played he had like this little silhouette, and it was like showing him and like the girl arguing whatever, but they had the beat playing. So, but they didn't really go over it, so he used it as a transition. They go to a different song, but it was just crazy. Like, shit was active.
Yeah, when I first listened to the album and I heard those tracks, I was like,
yeah, this is not a right. This is not an album that she could do that. He like shit, bruh. He didn't really touch on Auntie's Diaries as much. Instead, what he did, he used it as he kind of like did a little bit of stuff on it, but it was more towards the end of it. But he kind of just focused in on being able to like speak positivity in people's lives.
That's fair.
And so I was like, cool, because I'm like, that is another song where it's just like a deep topic that's like really hard to really sit there and be like,
That's
shit, this is
something.
going on. Right. But shit was like, fuck, man. Like, all I know is anytime Kendrick Lamar have another album, concert, whatever, I'm fucking going. I don't care where I gotta go. I'm going. Shit.
Nah, I gotta
Fuck
go.
yeah.
I gotta go. You know, but that's the thing. No, I don't do concerts. I don't do them. I've only done 2, maybe in my life.
I've only done one.
One of them
I've
was the
done-
Paramount concert, the one at the Paramount lot, and then the other one was the.
You did Lollapalooza. No, oh yeah. I'm gonna take it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's one of them. Yeah.
But that's not. I mean, it definitely wasn't the same as like going to a Kendrick concert because
I've done J. Cole. I've done Logic. I've done now the TDE concert, and I did the Kendrick concert. So I've done like 4 or 5. Hey,
Yeah,
listen
and-
to the count.
I would probably go to more concerts. Like I wanted to do the J Balvin concert, like when like Mi Gente was big, but he ended up canceling his show here, so it didn't end up working out here in Minnesota for whatever reason.
I was
But I had nobody to go with because nobody really listened to him,
I was supposed to go to the Kanye West concert that he was having in Minnesota because Kendrick Lamar was opening up for him. And I didn't even give a fuck because that was when like Kanye started going crazy, but not full crazy. And that was when he was doing like the whole Black Jesus thing or whatever, or Jesus basically.
He still does that. I think that's still
True, but like this was like the very intro of it. It was when he had that whole right when he called himself Black Skinhead and all this other dumb shit. Like that's when we knew he was about to be a Trump supporter right there. But
the black
he
comment.
he kind of took and he was like on his way to go to Canada, I think from like LA or somewhere like that on a tour bus. And the tour bus got in an accident that damaged an LED screen. And so he was like, yeah, my whole concert is canceled now because of this. And then basically he was like, it's gonna take 6 months to a year to get fixed. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I have to sit here and just wait, right?
Yeah.
He skipped over the concerts he had to do in Canada, Minnesota, and a few other places and started back up in like New York. It was like, fuck you, Kanye. Screen fixed and everything. And I was like, fuck, man, I was supposed to go to the cities for this and everything. I was gonna be tired as hell the next day. Because we probably would have got back until like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, fuck, man. I had a whole plan. I was gonna leave a backpack of clothes next to the door. So when I got there, I could just go ahead and switch into my PJs and go straight to bed.
Dang.
This question for both of you, like, because I don't really, like I said, I don't do concerts like that. But who's somebody who you've wanted to see in concert, but you just haven't been able to? For whatever reason, doesn't matter the reason, but you just haven't been able to yet.
Sade.
Okay. I mean, but you kind of have your mental concerts.
Yeah. Insane. I wouldn't want to go. I just need to see if one comes up somewhere. I go. I'd love to see that.
She doesn't tour anymore, does she?
I don't think so. I'll have to go check and research and see if anything else pops up.
She might,
I heard
because I
that.
know Evelyn, Champagne, she still actually does tour, like and she even has new music out and shit that people love. So I need to check that shit out because I let me some stuff come down, but she got that new shit. I'm down for that new shit.
Right.
So are we only sticking to artists in terms of like rap or all like
Any genre, anybody, any genre.
I can even go to like comedy and shit like that.
No, let's keep it to music. Let's stick.
Okay, I
let's
was
stick
about to say,
music right
bruh, I was just thinking about this not too long ago though, but I would have loved to go do it like a Michael Jackson concert.
now. Oh fuck yeah!
Oh yeah, that
Fuck, like that shit would have been crazy. Like,
But my problem would have been like he would have been standing there for 10 minutes while everybody was screaming. You saw those videos where he was just like,
bruh,
everybody
Kendrick did
screaming and
that.
passing out.
Kendrick did that. So he did like a thing to kind of tribute Michael. So he had on like, you know how Michael used to love performing with those like military like suits on? So he had one of those with sparkly and he had a sparkly glove, right? So it was dope as shit. And like the thing about Michael doing that for his like concerts and stuff like that is you could easily see his hand movements if you were sitting in the nosebleeds. And then the reason why he always would flood, it was the same reason you could see his feet moving better. And so that's why it kind of just became a style, just because you see him move a lot better than you would if he was just wearing all black or whatever. And so, but yeah, he was like fucking around, and so like he's just chilling because it's like opening night, so it's like there's obviously any concert you're going to, it's never gonna run smoothly, especially opening night. Everything they're still trying to figure out how everything's working, getting that time all right, and getting songs to flow better. And so we're all just chilling and everything. And this nigga would just start like fucking around with his hands, so we just sitting up there cheering, eating that shit.
That's funny.
Nigga was filling out the vibes. It was crazy as hell. But yeah, Michael be doing some like shit, bro. They be thinking like that nigga is just moving like a smooth motherfucking criminal. That be gangsta shit. Like you just sitting up there and the nigga like, you like, hey, bro, get it.
And
That's
like I'm gonna get my cynical soapbox right quick. Like again, niggas was not like they was talking about Michael before he died, like he was a pedophile and shit, and then all of a sudden he died. Like I love Michael Jackson. I'll never believe that shit. No, you did. I heard you, bitch. Now that you dead, now you're cool with it because you can't hurt nobody else. In your opinion, like fuck you.
I had the amount of people coming out now talking like, yeah, I still listen to R. Kelly. I'm like, you gotta hold on, you gotta take a lot of his songs and be like, hold on, who were you singing about?
Right.
I know a lot of people.
Because if your mind really was telling you no, you should have listened.
Right.
I mean, I feel like I still know a lot. Even my mom still listens to him. She loves because Chocolate.
I know a lot of women who still listen to him.
Chocolate Factory is one of her favorite albums. So
12 play. Like,
My mom got that one.
Because here's the thing, he has dope ass music. He's a good ass singer. He's a good writer. Like you can't. I'm not gonna say that he was bad at music because he's not.
basically separating the art from the artist.
I'm not listening to his ass because I'm not
kind of like
there's more
the artist
to too.
True. Kind of like how you have to do with like J.K. Rowling. It's just like she's transphobe, but you still got to respect the fact that this woman knows her business and she did well in terms of like Harry Potter and that whole world, everything that she's built for that.
I respect her fucking hustle.
I respect that.
The fact that she was able to walk into offices and tell like Disney no without feeling intimidated, more power to you. Like, but fuck you for still being transphobe, but still I'm not gonna knock the fact that you are a smart businesswoman. Like,
there's no way I can ever say like bitch you were bad like in that way. Like she was a decent writer, like she did her shit and but speaking about like unproblematic shit or generally unproblematic shit, our topic for today is something that I think is damn near flawless. I mean, I do. Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's really hard to like poke holes.
Hold on. Let's make sure we know we're not talking about the shit.
There's no movie in Ba Sing Se. There is no movie.
They are doing a new one. They are doing a new one, so hopefully it's better. But
I'm waiting for the actual because the creators actually are doing new animated stuff. There's a King Fire Lord Zuko movie coming out. There's more the Aang Adventure movie coming out as well. Like so, they actually are doing.
They got that one show on Netflix too already.
I don't care about that. I'm just talking.
It's pretty good. It's really good though.
I'm talking. I know. The creators are making new shit like
in terms of Avatar.
Yeah, and there's gonna be other Avatar movies as well, so that that you can actually explore those stories, which they still have continued their comics and their graphic novels. So, and those are really damn good. If you haven't checked those,
you don't want to talk about that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
What are you talking about? There's no movie in Ba Sing Se.
Hold on. I'm about to make you and Bear cry. You ready?
No.
Oh no. Please from the.
No. Actually, you are getting so fucking muted. No, dude, I literally cannot. Like, I can fucking not sing that song. I can't hear that song anymore. Like, I literally will cry. Like, it doesn't matter. The most gangster nigga in the world will cry. No, there's nobody. I can't think of a single person unless you're fucking heartless. And I'm never using this person. This is usually Mookie's. But fuck you, you should die. If
Thank
you don't like that song.
I love it, but I don't cry. So there's that.
You just don't have to bitch.
Cause you a bitch.
You don't need to drink more water.
You dehydrated like a crap.
Yeah, and this is actually an episode that we're actually going to start a little mini series here, where we kind of go into back and forth about different TV shows, books, movies, whatever, and just dissect little things about them, and just have fun with this shit. Today's topic is not just Avatar: The Last Airbender, but
Sussy your forehead.
it is specifically, the question is, were Jet and Hama right? Now, for context, just to give, for those of you who don't know, if you're watching this, I don't know, or listening to this, I don't know how you would know this. Jet and Hama were characters that were representative of the most radical movement against the Fire Nation. Jet wanted to blow shit up. Hama wanted to, take control of bitches and kill them, basically. But the question is like, in the long run, were they right? Because we see like, during, and I know people don't necessarily like Legend of Korra, but I'm cool with it. We're going to talk about it because it still is in the lore either way. Not everything was perfect after, everybody thought like Avatar: Last Airbender had a happy ending, and it did. But just because it had a happy ending doesn't mean that there weren't any problems after. And it doesn't mean that the Fire Nation was just perfect after, so relating this to like real life shit, because we know radical people, like the three of us actually do know some of our friends who are radical as shit. I don't know if they're out there blowing up shit, but I'd rather not know.
We don't talk about the motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'd rather not know. I'm not talking.
This is not a tape recorder that said that he did it, but ever since that day, I've been looking at him different.
I'm still
Now it's back when I was 9, Joey checked him out.
Man, but seriously, so that's the question for today. Were Jet and Hama right? And like we could talk about them separately. So we could start off with Jet, because Jet was the stereotypical like, I'm gonna get this group together, which borderline, that nigga had a cult.
He was basically Peter Pan.
But even Peter Pan, like I would say, Peter Pan basically had a cult.
Well, if you actually know the story of Peter Pan and Lost Boys, it kind of turns to cannibalism at some points. But
yeah. But I'm not talking about that. I mean, but still, that's a cult, bro. Like it's still damn near a cult. But so let's talk about Jet, and like Mookie's. I'm gonna start with you because
I gotta start. Nigga,
I'm
start
gonna
with
start
Bear.
with
He the resident nerd.
I'm gonna start with Bear.
I was picking up weird shit, nigga.
Was Jet, like, was his opinion and the way that his ideals and the way that he wanted to go about shit, like in the long run, would it have been more effective than what actually ended up happening?
I don't think so, because he didn't really have a plan beyond the destruction, really. I mean, both Jet and Hama really didn't have a plan for either or, I guess. In a sense, besides one ruling through like terror, the other just wanted to take down like government mass. So it's not really like, I guess it's more of like the effect of what they would have done would have changed, depending on how far they would have got. But I still think he was like fundamentally wrong because he didn't have anything else beyond it. It's more like, you got the wrecking ball, but you don't know how to do the foundation. So it's just, the shit's just gonna be barren after you break it.
You make a good point. Actually, that's smart too. And something I just realized as you said that was that you think about it, like, again, the reason Avatar is such a great show is just because of the fact that it showed things. Like, for example, Jet was this young kid who was a radical. Hama was this old ass lady that was a radical. They showed you both ends, and neither one of them, like you said, I don't think, yeah, you're right. They didn't have a plan. They didn't have an after plan like that. They were just going to do shit and get their revenge or blow up their shit, whatever the case may be. And you're right. What after that, And honestly, maybe they just didn't talk about it. Maybe for example, Jet had a plan after that. Like, I don't actually know. I just know that he was gonna kill a lot of people, blowing up that dam. Like, damn. But
honestly, though, I really feel like he really didn't have no plan. Honestly, I feel like he was more of like, he was gonna go off the deep end as soon as if he could ever go as far as like where he wanted to go. Tom, on the other hand, was just a crazy old bat, straight up. So that one, look, she was hard, but she's crazy,
Don't we talking about the puppet master like that? Put some respect on her name.
Honestly,
I know for real, she was hardest. She was the hardest one, but it's just
But really, gotta get that skill to core. Damn.
When I think about it, though, Hama may have been wrong, but I don't think she lost like Jet did, though.
Man, that video.
Because Katara did technically learn how to do it, so she still kept her her legend or her bloodline going.
And she figured out how to do it without even like just having it felt on her. She was like, "Oh, if I just focus on this bitch's blood." Oh,
yeah. So in a way, she technically won because even though Katara could suppress it, a part of her always is going to stay because she'll always remember how to do that.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Whereas Jet was just a whole ideology with just angst and anger.
So there was just an angry teenager.
Basically an angry teenager.
Nigga was an incel and everything. Like, damn.
Incel to the end. I mean, even the other two, they left.
That's true. You're right. Again, another good point.
They were gone.
Man, and it's
I'm
just
pretty sure they probably wouldn't live their own life.
It's just that fun with Wookiees when you brought that up with Korra.
That
video? That video of her talking to Kyoshi.
Yes.
Like, yo! She's like, well, yes. I know they're gonna tell you not to kill. Nah, I'm about that action.
She would have been perfect in terms of like giving her because she already knew how to like water bend. So it would have been perfect if she just went ahead and learned or already knew how to blood bend. Oh my god!
No, Korra would use that shit to like the evil. She would have been evil. Like I think she.
No, but there was points.
Evil avatar.
True, but there were points where it was necessary. She would have used it as a necessary. Like she did never like to use like her OP skills unless it was absolutely necessary. She would have used it if it was necessary for sure to be like, oh hey, you're not going anywhere. I'm about to fuck with your bloodstream.
let me fuck with your bloodstream, cause
like look, you already know Aang would have used it to find Appa. So Aang would have used it to find Appa. Being real, like he would have been like, oh no, hell no, you ain't about to just like steal Appa and think this shit's gonna be okay. I'm gonna squeeze your ass so hard you're gonna wish your head would just pop off. That's the type of shit that Korra was on. Korra was about that action 24/7. Like, fuck no. I'm like, don't get in Korra's way because she gonna hit you in the forehead with ease.
And just a quick side note, for those of y'all hating on Korra, like, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's the story. I focused on the parts that I liked, like, you know, the development of a new city, like the development of the characters and actually seeing where the fuck they ended up, you know, and you know, and although Korra wasn't the best written character, I'll be honest, because I do agree with that. She was,
but that was Nickelodeon's fault and not really the writers,
right?
Because they never really gave them like, hey, you're coming back, and be like, dude, it's been like 2 months since we did the last season, and we just ended it because we thought that was gonna be the end,
right?
Like,
and for those of you who are like, well, they could still make a good story, they did. The first season as a unit was a dope ass season. If they stopped it there, y'all wouldn't be hating. Because the reason why y'all hating is because of the season 2 and season 3, because they didn't seem as well thought out, and that's because they weren't. I mean, because when you don't have the chance to do that, you know what the fuck? What else are you gonna fucking do?
But we gotta be honest though too. Korra was the better fighter technically than Aang.
Oh no, she was. She was about to smoke. For real.
That I don't know, and that's the thing too, is it's hard to say that she was a better fighter, mostly because she has Aang's abilities. So it's like,
oh well, no, one of the abilities she didn't have, she never did learn how to take away other people's abilities.
I mean, but I'm talking about fighting ability, just general fighting ability.
Well, I'm just like 5 million, yeah, but she's just a little bit better, not by much, obviously, but just a little bit better than Aang.
And
I think it's more like she has more grit than Aang did. Aang was like more, he was pacifist as the neutral base, since he was already from the Air Temple. So she was just more about that life comparatively. He knew how to fight. She fights well.
You know, if Korra took on Hama, oh, that would have been a good ass battle.
That would have been good.
That would have been a good ass battle.
You put a full moon in the back. See what happens.
So I know Death Battle doesn't usually they usually mix ones, like mix different shows and different shit. But can we just get one with Hama versus Korra? Technically, those are 2 different shows.
True.
That would actually be a really cool fight to see, honestly.
Yes,
that'd be interesting.
God, yeah. Like, could you just imagine how technical that's gonna be, and also just be like crazy as fuck? Like, blood bending is on the table, people.
I feel like Korra will win though, because it'll be more medical advancements beyond when Hama was around. so she know how to do better
And
things with.
there's
Well, not only just that, it's
better
just also-
bending advancements because she can lava bend.
Yeah.
She can, there's other shit that she can do.
she
that
can do fire.
wasn't
She
even a thing
That wasn't
back
thought of.
then.
Although
Yeah.
Toph was technically the first steel bender, so that makes sense.
and she didn't even learn how to do that. Which is
Yeah.
crazy. Nor did Aang. It's like nobody would know it's still been like this shit is raw as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, that's pretty radical. I wouldn't do that. But I think it's more of like they didn't have. I think it's more of like bending is more of like the use of imagination. So I don't think the reason why Toph could do it and nobody else really could is because she could like see the actual like the imperfections of like earth and the metal. So then it's not an imaginary.
Not only that, but Toph learned her earthbending different than most.
She learned from Badger Balls.
Yeah, she learned it from their actual creators, and then spending time with them is kind of what taught her. Unlike everybody else, it's like, oh, somebody else taught me, and she was like, no, I figured it out.
I mean, all their styles all came from animals, really. Because I mean, even-
True.
Yeah, but she learned. Like
she learned from them.
specifically.
Yeah,
from
she learned it how to.
and then held back. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, Toph, you need to, bruh.
So kind of like growing up with wolves almost. It's like live or die.
On that same team with Toph, like young Toph too, not old
Yeah.
lady Toph.
No,
Young
even
Toph.
old lady Toph was badass. I mean,
True, true.
Old
Old lady
lady-
Toph was a little bit more about like militant and everything. Young Toph was like, hey, let's just go in there and kick this motherfucker's ass.
Just ruthless.
God, the only thing that like really annoyed me about the Legend of Korra is just more so her love stories. They were just so all over the place.
I think
And-
the problem with that was that because they knew that she was going to be not straight.
Right.
But I think they were trying to.
We're trying to put in the struggle, you think?
Yeah, I think they were trying to show that so that. But and again, this is where they did write her poorly, is because we never got to see her actually struggle with it. But that's also Nickelodeon, because I don't think they would have let them see that, because they kind of had to like do it undercover, like, oh, I've been writing Asami letters
Adult
this whole
Swim had
time,
it.
and not you
Right.
guys, and like it wasn't like you.
And the fact that they're like their relationship really wasn't defined enough to really be like, okay, this makes sense. Like there's this other show, it's on not Netflix, it's on Hulu, called The Runaways. It's a Marvel show and lasted for like 2, maybe 3 seasons. But in the first season, the first few episodes, this one character, he's got like this thing for this girl, and it's like full-blown huge thing, right?
Mhm.
And then he, like, everybody knows it, she knows it too, and then just randomly some issues go wrong, and she just like, yo, I'm done with you. This is like one episode, she's like all over, like, cool, like Pistons can see something, there's sparks there. And then the next episode, he just like is a total fuck up, nobody wants to deal with him. And then she turns around, it's like, oh hey, I'm gay and I'm interested in this other girl, we're madly in love. And it's just like, this was not written well enough to make sense for me to care about the two of you guys being in a relationship. Like, there's nothing to justify this on paper.
Though,
And the fuck up part was that the original two were written in the comics to be love interests.
Going back to Korra pulled a baddie. I'm sorry, she did. I don't care. I'd be like, you could disagree with
And
how
she rich.
was written.
And she rich.
She pulled a baddie that was rich, smart, loyal.
Like to fight.
Shit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I can't even name a flaw with Asami, with the exception of that she's a little too gullible. And even then, she became. And that was the thing that I didn't like about Korra, was that Korra was poorly written, but the side characters were written well. Like, if this was Legend of Asami, like, she was written well, because she went from an untrusting father and having fucked up relationships, and you got to see that. You got to see her go through all these fucked up relationships where she was cheated on and lied to and all these other things, and to the end where she's like, I found somebody that I trust. I know what to look for now. Fuck all you hoes.
And then the fact that like they really don't focus much on Korra's story besides like the beginning, and that's just because they like kind of ripped her away from her family. I'm like, yo, it would have been dope to actually see how well, because we knew with Aang, it at least helped to have everyone around him.
Yep.
It would have been dope to see like having her mom and dad still around to kind of be like, hey, how's life or how's training going or whatever. And
I think that's
you
like
know,
the hero's journey kind of motif that they do.
Yeah,
Because they have to drop your hell first before you come back.
can we also admit that Sokka was better written than Katara?
Yep.
His love interests were so like crazy, but like makes so much sense.
though.
I was
Yes and no.
I was like, damn.
Yes and no. And the only reason I say that is because Yue, although like I loved the way they wrote it out, when I look back at it, it feels a lot like Romeo and Juliet. And the reason why that's a bad thing is because we know that Romeo and Juliet were really young and they were real stupid and like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't think that they would have made a great couple and everything, but I think the problem is again, like they fell in love in like a week, you know? So, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, they're a great couple and you know, my girlfriend and blah, blah, blah. But
Nigga, sometimes it's love at first sight, motherfucker.
yeah, that's fine and all, but you know, I liked the development with Suki though, because they did actually do that well, because they developed a relationship, and until the end, the last season where, you know, this nigga's waiting in a tent with a rose in his mouth, half naked.
They trying to get him, so they like, hey, I've been on this trek, I don't know how long. I'm trying to get me some. Shit, they already told me there's no warm bossy say. I'm like, shit, this must be a warm skin. And I'm about to tear that ass up.
and also that I love that because like Sokka wasn't unattractive in any way, but he
was the goofball.
He gave hope to funny niggas.
Yeah.
So nigga, what's your problem then?
I ain't funny.
Damn, I was at least trying to give you one good attribute.
Good. I ain't got no attributes.
Damn.
But
This
no,
nigga
but
Slider's on 0.
yeah, I'm the kid that like was the Elden Ring guy who just didn't start with anything, just nick.
Nigga, you still ain't finished that game. Shit.
I haven't. I actually I played a little bit about 2 weeks ago. And I actually think I'm actually towards the end of the game, but that was by accident. Because again, I'm not paying attention to any story. Like when I'm playing this game, I'm just playing for drip. That's all I'm playing for.
You need to play straight.
Hey, did you ever find that defiler
No, I missed my chance.
No way.
Oh, baby.
Because you have to do things in certain orders. I actually did look that up because I was like, I want this shit, like, but I can't get it.
Yeah, I would have done like you
because-
would actually look at that one because that one was actually good. He was doing people grimy. So that was good.
So I had to do that before what's his name got killed, but which I didn't realize the nigga got killed. Just one day I found out, oh, he's dead. Oh, damn.
All right, second playthrough.
Here, you gotta get straight.
Oh,
I want to get it. I want to get it.
I watched gameplay of it and it looks like it's like a chill game. It has those moments where like it revs up and it's like interesting, but it's just nothing but puzzles. It is crazy.
I love that. I love that. I'll probably not get it. Gotta figure out how. But I'll be able to get it. I'm pretty sure. I want something more like Flower was back in the day.
It's like you gonna have your moments where it's gonna have your heart racing, but for the most part, it's just you being a cat just jumping around.
That's fun.
And you can make yourself meow.
Oh, that's awesome. Even better.
the best part about it, apparently.
All right, so I guess they did set a trophy goal. I don't know if anyone's done it yet, but there's a trophy goal to complete the game in 2 hours.
Oh, that means it's doable.
It'll be done. Do it. Wait for the speedrun community to come in.
It's like, oh, we didn't finish this game in like 15 seconds.
Right. They'd be like, it take 30 minutes. What?
They'd be finding like the weirdest places to fall through the walls and clip or whatever. Like,
Right. This wall right here, boom. You all there.
Right, like I'm sitting there like watching them play like a game that like I played myself, and I'm just like, bruh.
Oh,
And I'm just struggling to get through this, and you figure out how to do it in like how long? Like fuck no.
Oh, I'd be mad, man. He'd be like, oh man, here come this bathroom, and then he's like, I'm gonna clip through this wall right here, and then just bypass this whole thing. I'm like, oh,
Nah, you remember when that?
I wish I knew.
Remember when your homies found out that cheat code in Mario Kart 64 where you could just hop over the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, bruh.
Yeah.
I still like fuck you.
The thing I did know about, like in Double Dash for Mario Kart, was on Rainbow Road, you could actually fall off and get onto
And land on the track.
at the bottom.
You can still do that, yeah.
I didn't.
You know,
They don't let you do that anymore
What?
for the new
When I
Mario.
played back, yeah.
Dang.
When I played it back in college, they let you do that.
No, for
Yeah,
the
I
Switch, they stopped it. Like you can't do that.
Damn, that's ass shit.
Dang. I
It was
feel
in the
like
Wii U
it's
too.
cool though. Maybe you have to mod it maybe to be the old school version. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that
Yeah.
shit was like, because Rainbow Road is already a hard ass course.
Well, they make it harder every fucking game.
Every game it gets hard.
It is my least favorite map. Like, fuck no.
It's so
man.
colorful though.
And I'm sorry for you people who actually use the motion controls. I suck at it. Like
I used to.
I can't do motion controls. I'm straight up stick. Sorry.
Well, like when I was on Wii U, I used to be able to kind of control it better.
Yeah,
But actually, I'd have the base. I didn't want to use the sticks. I was like, I want the base. Like, fuck
yeah.
all that shit. Because this shit
I
is
want the free controller.
hard as fuck to be able to sit here and be like,
Yeah.
I know what the fuck I'm doing. Or them niggas who fucking know how to drift the whole fucking map. And I'm like, I hate you. Hey,
Yeah.
Well,
this
and
shit
that's
is
the thing.
hard.
So, my cousin Rob, shout out to you, Rob.
Fuck you.
He actually can do that shit, and not just for
Fuck you.
Mario Kart, but also for Crash Team Racing.
Damn.
What I found out is that that's what the game is designed to be. They actually designed the courses so that you can do that and collect your boosts, because that's how speedrunners for those games get a lot of their extra boost. Like they boost themselves all the way to the end.
Get y'all to the coins and then boost. Hell yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, well, even just the little basic boost that you get from the slide, that actually boosts you even further than you can even imagine. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't play. I play it with them, like when I go there, but I can't play Crash Team Racing as much anymore because apparently it's the same fucking game. But it feels fucking different. Like when I was a kid, I was a beast at it.
Just say you a bitch.
I'm a bitch now.
Just
Your motor skills have died. That's all. That's all it is.
Man, but yeah, that used to be my shit growing up. Cause I love Crash Bandicoot. I love Spyro too. Like Spyro was my shit. Like those games were my shit. Like as I'm older now,
They're horrible.
it's harder to play because I don't know. Cause like they're made for kids, but they're not made for kids. Like it's kind of weird.
They were made for kids, but they were real tests and they were
Nigga,
actual games.
the only games made for kids now is fucking GTA and Fortnite.
Straight up.
Now it's like
Shit.
Bruh, like the amount of little kids you run into, like, yeah, I'm on that new GTA. I'm like, bro, I remember my mama did not want me playing this game, and y'all mamas up here like, yeah, you can play this most violent game where you get to have sex with a prostitute, go to a strip club, kill people in the most gruesome ways possible, saw off a body part and beat somebody with like that body part. Like, yeah, this is totally okay for a person in elementary to middle school.
I know, right?
No,
Give me Saints Row.
For those
Those
people who
babies.
be like, oh, CTR Crash Team Racing is a ripoff of Mario Kart. Yeah, you're right, but it's fun. Like, and that's the thing is that I don't.
Crash Bandicoot's a ripoff of like early Mario Kart too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing too. Is like if you're having fun with some shit, just enjoy your shit. Enjoy yourself. That's what the fucking games are for. They're games.
Batman's a bitch also.
Huh?
Batman's a bitch also, but I just wanted to say that. Fuck that.
Anyway,
Brutal.
but
Big
that's
bitch
what games are supposed to be for. Like, have fun with that shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to, like, I hate when people down other people for liking games. Like, somebody like was like, oh, we don't play, what was it? Us? No, what was the game? Among Us.
I don't know.
We don't play that. I mean, that's for noobs and shit. Like, nigga, do you have fun with that shit? Like, are you not having fun? Is that, or is it just because you're trying to be contrarian and trying to be fucking different? Like, no, you can just enjoy shit.
That's the crazy thing. It's like Among Us is like a fun game because it's actually a game that people would play, in a circle. You actually would play that game, like, because we played it before, like in our
Nigga, Among Us is basically just fucking
It's Mafia.
huh?
It's Mafia.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Mafia. It's basically Mafia. It's virtual.
It's
It's the COVID version of Mafia. Bruh.
handheld Mafia. That's
The
exactly
COVID
what it
part
is.
of
Like,
Mafia.
that game is
the-
fun as hell. What do you mean?
Mafia is fun as fuck. But the dopest part about Mafia is just having enough people to play, but also to have a good fucking narrator. Because if you don't have somebody that can sit there and tell you the funniest way that people done died, there is no point in playing that game.
Right. There's no point in playing. You gotta have the dumbest stuff. And I love doing that job. That job was so fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, hold on. Like my whole job as a part of the Mafia is I would just get the most randomest of people. The most random.
Really? Like what?
Well, because you can't have a pattern. That's the thing I don't understand. You can't have a pattern at all.
No. So like my whole strategic plan was like, depending on who I was playing with, if I was playing with people who were like thinkers, I'm like, all right, cool. I want to get the thinkers out because all these niggas is gonna know. But at the same time, like I need to be able to at least like make sure the people sitting next to me don't know that I'm like fucking Mafia, because they gonna be able to like you bend your head up. All be saying shit because niggas always cheating. It's like hands up, 7-Up. Niggas always cheating.
Always was cheating.
Right. Somebody cheating.
Always. And best believe if I caught you as a part of a member of the Mafia cheating in that game, oh, it's on site.
It's on site.
It's gonna be the 720 no scope, like not even 180, 720 no scope.
Man, those are the best, man. That's always the best when somebody like picks somebody up before they die. Like, oh, we got you. Oh, the tension's great. It's fantastic.
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, it's like if you're having fun with shit, like just enjoy the shit, like, and stop acting like you cooler than everybody just because you have an opinion that's contrary to what everybody else is doing right now. That seems cool, you know? Like just enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Like for example, when I was a kid, I used to play this game called Geist. Couldn't afford. That was my shit, bro. And they had a multiplayer mode, which you could put spots in and stuff. And me and my cousins, we used to put them on max and just go, you know. And it was like we used to joke and be like, "Haha, it's like Halo without the fun," because I couldn't afford an Xbox. You know, I had what I had, but I had fun with that shit. It was fun. Like,
what's it called? I had my first rated T game as a kid. It was on the PlayStation 1 because I've always been a PlayStation kid. But it was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That shit was crazy. So I had that game, and then my homie had this one game, and then I ended up getting it later. It was like the snowboarding game, but it was fun as fuck.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was like jumping off cliffs. Like even back when like I was in high school, cause I still had the
PS2. In the arcade.
I still had the PS2, and I used to load that shit in there, volume off, and I'm just like sit up there going for high scores, doing the dumbest of tricks. I'm like, oh fuck. Like I'll go down here, I'll race, I'll do whatever. But I'm like, this shit is just fun as hell to be able to like hit up there, press that triangle and grind and be like going in circles and shit. That shit used to be dope. But yeah, I forgot the name. It was like cool something, but it was like dope as shit. But yeah, I had my little games as a kid too. But I used to hate playing my mom in my wrestling games. So I had a WCW Nitro game and I had a car racing game. Anytime I played my mom in car racing or even in WCW Nitro, she used to whoop my ass every time. And she would never get on. Yeah, she'd give me a Nash. She got me a Frogger. She would give me in Crash Bandicoot. Like she would give me in all my games I would play. My mom would just whoop my ass. I'm like, this ain't fair.
I just didn't get it good until or beat my mom in any way, like in games until Crash Bash. That game was fun as hell. If you like Mario Party, like Crash Bash is like 10 times more creative, like with their games. It's just fucking amazing how creative they get. Granted, they do repeat because they have like repetitive games that end up going into a different zone, but they try to make the rules change so that it feels like a completely different game. But Crash Bash was my fucking shit, bro. Like if they remake that, I'm giving them all my money.
Nigga, you ain't got much. It's like $2.
There you go. They can have it.
Nigga, you ain't even got enough for a zip or a double cup. You ain't getting high as fuck.
Dang. Dang.
Okay. Well, since I ain't got enough of that,
shout out to Juicy Jack.
We're gonna move on to Bear here. Bear, what is on not this list for this week?
All right, not this list for this week. Since we were going over Avatar, I'm gonna have to put in this one thing here from Avatar that I just did not like. Not that it wasn't a cool concept or a cool character. I just was.
Bear, if you say there's war in Boston, say I'm punching you.
No, I'm talking about Face Stealer. I'm putting him on my not this list because that dude scared the shit out of me when he first came out. I was like, oh hell no, you can't make a face to him or he'll steal it. No, and he's a giant. Get out of my. You can miss me. You can miss me. I put him all over the list, all of his length on that list. Just there. That's on my not this list this time. Straight up.
So what are we doing instead?
Doing instead wise. I mean, if you haven't seen Legend of Korra, you should go check it out at least, to get the lore.
Yeah,
Check out
that's
some of the comic.
You're right.
Yeah, check out some of the comic because I read one shortly after Avatar. So that one was pretty cool where they found Zuko's mom. That one's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Definitely want to check that one out because that one got really cool. Anything else on this? Yeah, just enjoy yourself, man. It's good fun. Cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
a
a clean ass list. I mean, like that's the first time I think we've had it that clean. Except when I took it over that one time. Fuck 20.
Yo, that's your ass, man. Shit.
Oh fuck, Mookies.
What's up, motherfucker?
What is your
I
million?
fucked your bitch last night, you fat motherfucker.
tag man.
What is what's your $1 million nigga scheme for this week?
You know, nigga, because the movie Straight and Watson Motivations, it's gonna be pet POV for about $50 an hour. You can will attach a GoPro to a cat or dog shit, nigga, and if you white, you can find some way to attach it to a lion. I don't give a fuck. And you can like sit there and actually watch the world from their point of view, VR headset style.
Ooh,
That's mildly dope.
Thank you.
that's right.
Thank you. $50 an hour.
It would have to be a nice 3D camera though, so that they could actually look.
It's gonna be a nice camera. Like it just gotta be lighting up where it ain't like cumbersome to the dog or cat moving around.
They make those little circular
Yeah.
so you could put.
Now if you had a dog like Watson, that shit ain't gonna work because and they go, what the fuck you putting on my backboard, nigga? This is Grove Street. We on do this shit.
Flex
Grove Street.
They're like, oh shit, here we go again.
Here we go again. What's trying to do?
And they gonna fuck you up, man. Oh, we're trying to get number 4, number 9,
Number 9.
number 16,
We're the 2 number 9.
till number 7.
Yeah, what you want?
Niggas want something.
Half a menu.
Man, no, that's dope. You know what? I'm actually in on this one because that's actually like a dope ass idea.
All right. So I gotta ask a question here. So do we have any like notifications where they can go into like something happening on one of the cameras, but they have to pay more?
Like when they eating niggas and shit, like a lion's eating something.
niggas.
Oh, I'm down.
Yo, we gonna attach one to like a lion or somebody gonna have to go out there and attach one to a lion or a tiger. And
That's a
like,
wildlife.
in the wild and shit, so you can see how they hunt their prey.
Yeah, I like that.
That should be dope as hell.
If you can get it on, but I'm not.
I said leave that to the white people. Leave that to the white people.
I'm sure we can find one white guy to do that shit. They exist. They have to.
Yep. Someone.
Nigga, white people climb rocks without any harnesses for fun. All right.
Yo, speak on it. Fucking speak on it.
You're not.
There's some white people out there that would definitely do this shit.
Fuck.
You'll look so strange for a little piece of change, like without a doubt.
Man, hey, I'm down for this scheme though. This is actually a scheme I'm down with, not just because it's like animals and shit, but like it actually like feels like it could be a fucking thing. Like it actually does. Like I can see this actually existing.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something I want to say before we end this one. So I saw in a show, and I'm not gonna tell you which one, but somebody actually got their muffin cap peeled back blue.
What?
I'll tell you off stream what show it was, but I saw somebody's muffin cap get peeled back blue. You feel like
Alright.
filthy Muffin Cap?
Yeah.
Like,
Damn.
it, like, was the actual definition of that shit too.
Damn.
Like, bro, I was like, no fucking way. He got his Muffin Cap back blue.
Damn. I got to know now.
And it looks like.
Hey, speaking of which,
we
I'm
found
about to see that nigga live.
Oh, are you?
Oh.
Oh, you just.
Yeah.
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 See, I'm
As soon as,
jealous.
as soon as I get back from my trip, I'll see him live.
I'm actually really
Kill him.
jealous. But we found our white guys to get it on top of the line. So we got that. So the schemas are already like processing. See, this is why we do it. We got.
So-
This is why we do live.
I don't know why you want to go ahead and touch a fucking like lion or tiger or some shit like that, but you know, thanks for volunteering. We don't include health insurance.
Me health insurance. This is a scheme.
Right. We ain't got health insurance. Nigga, we really can't pay you. Kind of just doing this as a volunteer, and we accept no responsibility if y'all ass get fucked up.
Man.
That's on you.
Every time you want to be that one, I'm like, nigga, if you rock climb for fun, you must not pay bills like without no harness.
Yeah.
You ain't got no student loans.
Yeah, man.
No.
Oh fuck. And you know, for those of you listening later on for the actual podcast,
Fuck
you can
you.
always watch us live here on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram and
Wherever podcasts or show
wherever you
bitch
get your
asses.
podcast. But if you want to like actually be here live and with it, like we just found our lion guy. You know, like you could have been that person, but guess what? The job's now taken.
Too late. This
So-
time, market for
If you didn't learn anything,
Shit, shut the fuck up. Sometimes you gotta be the one white person to go and get attacked by a lion to understand that you should not fuck with lions. And if you out here rock climbing with no fucking harness on, you know what? I hope the next time you do it, your ankle gets twisted to the left when it should have went right. And on top of that shit, you know what, motherfuckers? Leave black people the fuck alone. We don't want you. We don't like you. We don't give a fuck about you. Stop dealing with us. We don't give a fuck. All right. Some of us, like me, I will literally look at your ass like you stupid and go about my motherfucking day. Fuck you, people. Fuck.
And you can prevent your bullshit, from fucking with black people. Don't do it. Just go the other way.
Don't fuck with black people that don't talk.
Right.
That'd be
We
me.
say hi, you say bye. That's all it goes.
And that would be, I
you
would
just
just
give
look
him a
at,
nod. You just
I'd be like, hold on, and don't let me be like, oh, bless your heart, poor baby. Don't.
Oh no. Don't put the poor baby out there.
You do not want to be on the receiving end of
The
that.
pity is too strong. I can't handle this. I can't handle
hey. All right, y'all.
Damn you, Minnesotan.
it.